Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Central Village under siege, man killed in pre-dawn attack at his girlfriend's house. As the space of killing continued in Central Village, a group of gunmen carrying high-powered weapons shot and killed a man and seriously injured his spouse at her home in Windsor Heights community. According to reports, the couple was at home about 6:30 a.m. on Thursday when armed men surrounded the one-bedroom house and shot Cohen Finley and his 25-year-old common-law wife from outside the kitchen window. Finley was pronounced dead at the Spanish Town Hospital, while the woman was admitted in serious condition. The men reportedly left the scene on foot. A resident reported that about 6:30 a.m., there was loud banging on both the bedroom window and the back door of the house. Minutes later, loud explosions were heard. Me peep over there and me see some man take out the window pane at the bedroom window and two stand up at the kitchen window and one of them have a long gun. So me duck back down and me hear a whole heap of shots start to fire, the resident said. It is believed that the couple were in the bedroom when they heard the window panes being removed and retrieved to the kitchen where they were shot. When the news team visited the house, relatives of Finley's common-law wife were busy cleaning up blood from the kitchen floor where the couple was found. My cousin not do nobody nothing at all. She just come back from overseas. Cohen is her spouse. Him only visit her now and then. We just have prayed that she pull through, said a cousin of the injured woman who was assisting with the cleaning up exercise. See them shot through the window. See the hole them there in the wall, she said, pointing to the bullet holes. It appeared some of the bullets narrowly missed the gas cylinder. God made the bullet not hit the cylinder because the whole place would have blown up, she continued. When contacted for comments, commander of the St. Catherine South Police Division, Superintendent Christopher Phillips, said that he was in a meeting and couldn't comment at the time. However, efforts to contact him sometime after were unsuccessful as his phone repeatedly went to voicemail. The police have confirmed that there have been a series of shootings in Central Village over the last 2 weeks. First, a police corporal and a taxi driver were shot and killed in the Big Lane community. 6 days ago, one man was shot and killed in the Chinatown area, and just 3 days ago, 2 persons were shot, one fatally, in the Zambia area near Windsor Heights. Arrests continue on no movement days. While the no movement days continue, citizens are being urged to stay inside and abide by the DRMA protocols. On Monday, August 30th, 11 people were arrested for a breach of the Disaster Risk Management Act in Claremont, St. Anne.
Residents are constantly being urged to stay in their homes on no-movement days, as this breach of the DRMA can result in them being taken to the police station and fined. However, Deputy Superintendent of Police Kevin Francis says some residents of Golden Grove St. Anne have disregarded the directives by operating regardless of the lockdown.
We have carried out operational activities in the township of Golden Grove, where we observe persons operating businesses as normal. Bars were open, laundromat was also open. Persons were sitting along the roadway having drinks despite the warnings.
11 people were arrested due to the breach on Monday. Following the apprehension of residents, Councillor for Claremont Division, Lambert Ware, paid the station a visit to represent some of those in breach.
I just want to say to a person that if you don't have to go on the road, don't go on the road when there's a no movement, because we all are in a pandemic in the country and we are trying to keep it safe as best as we can.
In the meantime, the police are urging residents within Golden Grove and the country at large to abide by the DRMA while the no movement days continue.
We're asking for you to continue to wear your mask, continue to observe social distancing, and sanitize where necessary. We're also reminding persons that failing to observe the provisions, the no movement days, and the curfew order, we will continue to do our enforcement, and we will arrest you and put you before the courts.
There were over 200 arrests for breaches under the DRMA during the last no-movement period.
Some Jamaicans hail Prime Minister for new COVID-19 restrictions.
Curfew little tight, yes, and pertaining to the work. we're not working as much as so it cut, the pay cut, from the time cut, the pay go cut. And that can't help me out and my children them.
Yes.
But we have to try work around it.
Yes.
That is it.
All right, Mr. Prime Minister.
I'm thinking that the Prime Minister doesn't, not thinking about the poorer side of people them. If you're going to close down the corner shop them for a couple of days, you have people buy pound of flour, pound of rice. You have people who sell socks. Look at something we can buy them pound something. And everybody we can go buy 10 pound of rice or 15 pound of rice or 25 pound of rice and whole heap of snacks. And not everybody we can do it for the 3 days. One of the people who get paid by the hour, what gonna happen? So you have people and me get paid by the hour.
Yes.
So what gonna happen? When me now work now, we take a work out.
I have children.
I have 2 kids at home to feed.
Majority of Jamaicans go by them paycheck to paycheck, and enough people never had to prepare for the sudden put on the government to do. But the next thing is, right now, the vaccination process now back to school, mandatory. Right now it's going to affect enough people because enough people don't know the danger of the vaccine as yet. Nobody doing a protocol, nothing towards it. So right now enough people kind of panic when it comes to that. Just the measures we might implement and why I put towards
Curfew and everything.
curfew are still not gonna do nothing benefit towards it. Because right now majority of people sick still and move around same way. And that's the number one problem. When you run a quarantine, you have to quarantine who's sick, you can't quarantine everybody. You understand what I'm saying? When you quarantine everybody, a minimal 90% of the people who don't sick mix with the sick. So you have to go damage the same way.
What about the vaccine?
The vaccine
And children?
what we are getting. Nobody will come, point blank, to tell you the information of the vaccine. The next thing, we don't know the side effect of the vaccine. So me and you enough people now go and put certain things on our children who know so they damage them in the long run, and yet so we still don't have nobody who can file a necessary report in case of damage reach. So right now, we don't know the vaccine. Until you get clarity, then you can dictate who to get vaccine and who is not. But now the government himself last, because him friend said him himself now nobody else will come forward to tell us the process of the vaccine, what does vaccination do, and what the side effect of the vaccine. So tell me if you're geared.
Especially as it relates to children.
As it relates to children. No more vulnerable than anybody else.
Alright. Respect.
Of course, the Prime Minister have to take these measures because the virus is really getting out of hand, and we have to just try and comply as best as possible in terms of staying safe and social distance. So let us all just do our best to stay safe and stay COVID free. Alright, so the Prime Minister's hands are really tied at the moment in terms of the whole procedure that's taking place. A lot
the
of
measures and so.
the measures that have been passed, the people have not left him with much choice because they have not been complying with the measures. They've not been wearing a mask and not been social distancing and stuff like those. I really believe that he's trying his best, and I really appreciate that. I think he's trying to, get everyone on board and try to keep us safe. In terms of vaccination, I think that's a choice. I respect his choice of allowing people to have a choice in taking whether they want to take a vaccine or not. I don't even know if this is a vaccine, but they say it's a vaccine. So I believe everyone have a choice if they should take it or not. I don't believe anybody should be forced to take a vaccine.
Okay.
It's a choice that every individual has to make.
Alright. What about the curfew measures? You think it's working?
It's working to a point in terms of limiting movement. It is bringing everything under control.
I don't necessarily agree with the lockdown because you can't really force people to get vaccinated, but he has to do what he has to do. So that's why I'm here, because we got to be inside and we have to get what we have to get so that we can go through this time frame that he has brought on us.
Okay, so how it impact your music and your involvement in music?
It impact our music in a way where we can't get to do any stage show. We have to just be in the studio, continue doing the music, and it's not really a problem because once we're doing good music and the place is free up again, we can release the music and once it's good music, people will gravitate to it. But like, he used us, to be honest, because he opened it for a time frame and then he closed it back. We have hustlers on the street that have to eat. We have kids going back to school September. What happened to the soup man that have to send back in school, in youth to school in September? You have to take those things in consideration. So I hope this is not for long though, even though he has to do what he has to do. So that's my take on it.
All right, my boss. As it relates to how the government has been handling the whole COVID-19 situation, even with the lockdown, them wanting to vaccinate children, how do you feel? What is your opinion on the whole process?
Well, my opinion on it is that I've seen where we have received money from various countries overseas and I'm not seeing it going to good use. So I need to see more of that, the vaccination of children. That's something that they have to consult with their parents, because not everyone is okay with a child being vaccinated to do a face-to-face class going back September. We are seeing it, he posted that recently. So yes. I think everything is just a stage and we're just here to go through the motion with him right now.
All right, the boss. Blessings there. Yeah, so like what were you grabbing at the supermarket?
Well, I grabbed some essential items, some toiletries, some non-perishable food items and some drinks and some water and, you know, some meat kind.
UIC Vaccination Protests. Members of the UIC party protesting the vaccination drive by the government on the grounds that it is being forced onto persons.
Here today to stand up for the rights of all Jamaicans. We don't believe in separation. We don't believe in separating Jamaicans into vaccinated and unvaccinated. We want all Jamaicans to be free. So whether or not you're vaccinated or not, we're supposed to be united as one Jamaica, one nation. So we're opposed to any form of force or fraud. And this government has been fraudulent. It has been trying to trick the Jamaican people and force the Jamaican people into taking something they don't want to take. He's using fear-mongering and he's using threats to our teachers, threats to our nurses, and threats to all Jamaicans. We're opposed to employers trying to stop Jamaicans from having their jobs by forcing them to take vaccines. And it's not even a vaccine. It's a fake vaccine. It's not like your childhood vaccine. This is special. This is different. It is new technology. And we need to be careful about how we want to tell Jamaicans that they need to take this technology. And so, as a movement, as a party, we want Jamaicans to know that we're behind you, we're backing you, we're supporting you. So if you do not want to take this so-called vaccine, don't take it. Come to us and we'll provide you legal defense against the government's attempt to force Jamaicans to take this vaccine. If this device is a vaccine, then why don't they allow free speech and for everybody to talk about it? Why are they coercing people and why are they suppressing discussion? Let us have an open and objective discussion instead of trying to stop people from talking. If we allow Jamaicans and all people around the world to freely share what they know about this substance, then we have a free society. But why are you telling Jamaicans that there's only one option? There are many options to deal with any form of disease. Let us hear about all the options and let us have the chance as Jamaicans to choose what options we want. We don't want a dictatorship. We don't want a government which says it has the right to tell us what to do and what to take. Our bodies are our bodies. We're sovereign people. We're sovereign individuals. We must be allowed to choose what goes into our body. And Andrew Holness and the GLP and the PNP could have come together. They do not have the right to force Jamaicans to take anything. We the people, as individuals, must have that choice. I have seen a very compliant Jamaica. I don't see a non-compliant. What I see, however, is a Prime Minister which is increasingly taking away the rights of citizens. You're always going to have diseases. The way to deal with it is to be objective, to be transparent and to be inclusive. And this government has not been objective, it has not been inclusive, and it has not been transparent. And as long as they're not transparent, you're going to have hesitancy. You're going to have people being worried and afraid, what is this all about? Let us have an open and transparent conversation and let us have options. This COVID vaccine is not the only option for dealing with this so-called disease. Let us have all the options on the table and let's give Jamaicans the right to choose. The moment we take away the freedom of choice is the moment we go down the wrong direction. And this Prime Minister has over and over tried to skirt the law. Jamaicans do not trust Andrew Holness, and they shouldn't trust him. And I'm saying, let us be open and objective and transparent and allow people to choose.
What other option would you suggest?
Well, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor. So let's hear from all the doctors. Right now, the international community, the big companies, the big banks, the big pharmaceuticals, the big governments have suppressed freedom of speech. Let us hear from all the other scientists. Let us hear about all the other solutions and allow Jamaicans to choose for themselves what they want to do. We know that Jamaicans will be, some of us will be unruly, but many of us are very disciplined. I am a disciplined person. I want to follow a government which is objective and transparent and inclusive, not one which is dictatorial and manipulative.